Hello and welcome to the examination-based content class. This particular presentation will be focusing on the basic English paper. The code is Polp Be. Welcome to the pre-qualification certificate, Policing Module 2, Basic English in particular. I'm your tutor for Basic English and I will mark your assignments as well as the examination for this subject. I wish you all to be hardworking, dedicated, and self-driven students in this course. This presentation will cover the examination questions. General guidelines on writing exams and assignments will be explained. Let's quickly take a look at the subject overview. This module serves as a firm foundation of the other course. Throughout your career, you'll be required to describe events in English in your own words. Grammar refers to the study of or the rules for forming words and combining them into sentences. These rules must be applied to enable you to express meaning. So this module in particular, it will look at basic grammar rules and just to guide you on how to work with grammar. Punctuation marks can be seen as road signs, just as these signs tell you when to slow down or stop. So punctuation marks tells how a line should be read or understood. Always remember that if a punctuation mark is not adding anything useful, it should be avoided. Tenses are used to show which events or action come before others. The verb indicates the time of action. Combining sentences clarifies meaning, groups related ideas together, and cancels unnecessary details. Basically, what this means is that in this module, you just have to pay particular attention to grammar, you pay particular attention to punctuation, you pay particular attention to verb tenses, and you have to master them, because if you can't master the grammar at this stage, it means throughout the course, everywhere you need to use the grammar, it will be a bit difficult for you. Exit learning outcomes. After studying this module, you'll be able to use basic elements, that is the parts or components of English grammar. This is what I explained earlier, meaning that all the grammar elements, all the grammatical elements have to be mastered at this stage, otherwise you'll struggle throughout the course. Use punctuation marks. Punctuation marks, it doesn't matter which subject it is. Every subject requires you to be able to use punctuation marks correctly. Use the three basic tenses, that is the present, the past, and the future tense. This is not only the tenses that we have in grammar, but these are the basic tenses. But now it means that if it's present tense, it doesn't matter whether it's present tense or present continuous or present perfect. You have to master every present, every past, and the future in terms of tenses. And you also be able to combine sentences. Examination questions. These examination questions are discussed as they appear on the tutorial letter for 2019. Here are the following questions. Question 1. Identify the following: countable noun, uncountable noun, abstract noun, proper noun, regular verb, personal pronoun, prepositions, demonstrative pronoun. Okay, this question is just looking at all aspects which concern nouns, and also it is touching a bit on pronouns and prepositions. So what it means is just that if you know your grammar, like I've been explaining, if you know your grammar, you'll be able to just identify, okay, for example, you'll get a passage, and in that passage, you read the passage, and then you just have to identify which one is a countable noun, which is an uncountable noun, which is a preposition, which one is a demonstrative pronoun, like that. So what it means is you are going to be instructed either to underline the noun or the preposition, or to circle the noun or the preposition, or to rewrite the noun or the preposition. Or it depends on what the question wants you to do. Okay, so you have to just identify from a text these parts of speech. B. Write a summary of the passage above in your own words. Use at least 100 words using the right punctuations. Okay, now when you are summarizing, the basics of writing a summary is you just take the main points. You take the main points and you write them in your own words. That is the basics of writing a summary. Write down the main points from a text that is given to you in a summary form. Let's look at question 2. Read the following text and underline the correct answer. So what you are basically doing is you are reading and you are understanding, and then you underline the correct answer. Question 3. Rewrite the following passage, insert the appropriate punctuation marks, and correct the spelling or change of the word when necessary to convey the passage's message. Okay, like I said, punctuation marks, it doesn't really matter which subject you are looking at, be it English, be it any other subject. Punctuation marks are important. So in this module, you look at different types of punctuation marks: question marks, full stops, converted commas, all those things. So you just have to learn how to use these punctuation marks. So it's like you are putting now your knowledge of punctuation marks into practice when you're answering this question. So you just rewrite. To rewrite is just to copy the passage again, but this time you are copying it using the correct punctuation marks. So you are going to be given a passage which is not punctuated. In this passage, there are no punctuation marks. And please remember, punctuation marks also include capital letters. So you always have to start a question with a capital letter, and then you end the question with a full stop. When you're starting another sentence, please write it in the first word should be in capital letters, and please avoid writing your whole text in capital letters, otherwise you are going to be penalized. So you use the correct punctuation marks again, capital letters where necessary, pay attention to spelling mistakes as well. So in this particular passage, you might find that some spellings are misspelled and you have to correct the spellings as well. Question 4. Indicate whether the following sentences are true or false by marking an X on the answer of your choice. Okay, so true or false questions might be a bit tricky, but the only advice that I might give you is please read them carefully. Read the sentence or read the statement carefully. Don't just put an X on T or an X on F. Read it carefully, and then when you are really sure, that's when you put your X either on T or on F. So you read this statement carefully and decide whether it is true or false. Question 5. 5.1. Combine the following sentence. Okay, so you might be given a sentence. Okay, when it comes to type of sentences, we have simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences, and compound complex sentences. So I think we already know how to combine two simple sentences together. So the common way of combining sentences is by using prepositions. So when you're combining two simple sentences together, just choose the correct preposition. You will be given you'll be given a couple of prepositions to choose from, and you'll just have to use the appropriate preposition to combine the sentences. 5.2, abbreviate the following words. Okay, in this module also, there are certain abbreviations that you are supposed to master as a policing student. So you have to now, you are given a full word where you might be given a full statement, maybe it needs to be abbreviated. So you need to write the abbreviation of the word. 5.3, write the following sentence in past tense. You change the verb from the present tense, obviously, to the past tense. 5.4, rewrite the following the sentences in the future tense. You change the verb from you change the verb tense to future tense. 5.5, rewrite the following sentence in the present tense. You also change the verb tense to present tense. 5.6, identify the tense in the sentence. What tense is the verb? Okay, so I tried to hint or to touch on verb tenses a while back. So when it comes to tenses, we have present tense, we have present continuous, we have present perfect tense, we have past tense, past continuous, past perfect tense, future tense, we have conditionals. So just read the statement and then identify the statement is in which tense. If it's in the present tense, you just write present tense. If it's in the present perfect tense, you just write present perfect tense. 5.7, insert the appropriate apostrophes. So an apostrophe is one of the punctuation marks that we are going to look at in this module. So you just put an apostrophe, the correct position of the apostrophe. Question 6. Okay, now question 6 requires you to write an essay. When you are writing your essay, when you are writing anything, I just advise you to be neat. Be neat and let your work be organized. Show some sense of organization in your work. So this is just an example of a essay question. Mercy killing is about to be legalized in your country, and the police as a department is totally against the proposal. Write an article that will be placed in your newspaper expressing your police department's view. Use the following in your argument. Mercy killing is not only a crime but a sin. You don't have the right to take someone's life. It leads to hallucinations and it's not worth it. Use at least 200 words. Okay, pointers on writing an essay. Do not write more than the stated words. Just make sure that when you're writing, your words are maybe slightly under or at exactly the stated amount of words. Please pay attention to your grammar, pay attention to your spellings, and pay attention to your punctuation marks. Your introduction, your body, and the conclusion should be clearly written. When I'm reading your essay, I should be able to realize this is the introduction. It's all in the way you are writing. You introduce your essay. So what it means in your introduction, you have to explain the topic. The topic here is mercy killing. Do you know what is mercy killing? Explain it. Break it down so that I will be able to understand what you are writing about. And then your body is just like now the main points. You're now supporting your views. You're now maybe against the view. And then the conclusion also should be written clearly. Okay, instructions and information to candidates. What you should do in this exam. Provide sufficient answers, meaning don't write too little or too much. Always check the mark allocation. This is what guides you to provide a sufficient answer. If your mark allocation requires 10 marks, make sure you are writing things that will make you be awarded 10 marks. If your answer requires you to If the mark allocation is just 1 mark, don't write too long an answer. Just make sure that it's not too little or it's not too much. Try by all means to use your own words. This refers to when you are writing your assignments. Do not copy and paste from the module. A module is just there to guide you. So you are guided by the module, but when you are now answering the question, try by all means to use your words and refer to your own experience. Make sure that your statements and ideas make sense of what you intend to say. Do not jumble your statements, hoping that I'll get the meaning in what you're trying to say. Try to be as clear and straightforward. Okay, the other thing is we always get people who are calling. I can't find this answer from the module. I can't find this answer from the study guide. A study guide is just a study guide. It's there to guide you. There are other prescribed texts in the study guide where you have to refer to. Go to the library, research on the internet so that you have vast knowledge on this particular subject. Okay, so just make sure that you prepare yourself, you study, you prepare yourself for the exam, and good luck with the examination. Don't hesitate to contact me should you experience some challenges in your studies. My contact details are, the email address is zabe.chim@yahoo.com. My number is 081 33 060 30. Thank you so much.